Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
What the hell is going on here?
Back in the 80s, this is what they thought 2015 would look like. There were the self-drying clothes.
Drying clothes?
The home food rehydrator.
Hydrate level 4, please.
Okay, so there were plenty of predictions that were wrong. But, on the other hand...
Uncannily right, given the fact that it's the future and no one could predict the future. But I think a lot of the technologies that they predicted did come true.
Okay, I want channels 18, 24, 60.
Back to the Future 2 was the first time we saw some technologies that would have seemed revolutionary, yet we now take for granted. Like flat-screen TVs.
Watching on TV for a change.
Wearable communication devices and home video calls.
Hey, Big M!
But this is no coincidence.
Films actually shape the way in which people desire things, the things which they want, and in turn, what companies, what technologists, what scientists actually go out and create.
All I want is a Pepsi.
Back to the Future, the theory goes, actually helped create the future we now live in.
Back to the Future was essentially a comedy, but it captured people's imagination. It created these compelling technologies that made people wake up and think, that's something I actually do want.
There's a good correlation between watching science fiction movie and scientists, growing up to be a scientist.
Did you want to be the first person to discover the flux capacitor?
Oh, yeah.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
This nuclear-powered device invented by Doc Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd, is at the heart of the Back to the Future films. Doc never explains, though, how his time-travelling device works, which may be one reason why this is, ironically, the technology that is still furthest away, according to mechanical engineer Danny Otemo, who's researched the film's inventions.
It is possible to play around with time as a variable, but it's not that you could travel to the future and come back and go back and forth. It is probably a long-standing question to investigate.
Couple of lifetimes away.
Probably.
Then. Okay.
Hey, stop! Little girl, little girl.
There is one invention, though, that is tantalisingly close.
Hoverboard.
We do have working hoverboards. There are 2 companies working on it in the world. They basically use the same principle as magnetic levitation trains, using magnetic field. So you can levitate on conducting ground, you can levitate on magnet rails, but you can't levitate on arbitrary surface as shown in the movie yet.
And then, of course, there's the flying Delorean. This one is still firmly on the ground. And while we do have vertical liftoff technology for fighter planes, don't expect a sky highway anytime soon.
In the movie, I noticed they use jet propulsion, so it would not be very practical, I guess. It would probably incinerate a lot of things on the ground, but it's doable.
So not an idea traffic planners would relish, no matter how bad peak hour gets. But as much as the Back to the Future movies have influenced our technological life, there are profound developments they missed.
Some of the very important things that Back to the Future did not anticipate or predict were the internet, smartphones, virtual reality, some of these technologies which have really fundamentally shaped who we are today and the nature of our society. But I believe that the world of today is more exceptional in many ways than what the creators of Back to the Future imagined.
As fans mark the anniversary, futurists are turning their minds to what a movie being made today about life 30 years in the future might include.
thought control or telepathy. We'll be able to use our minds to control the device around us, to have direct mind interfaces, to have, for example, smartphones and their interfaces embedded into our skins so that we can talk into our skin and see pictures on those. These are the kinds of technologies I think people will find compelling and actually very realistic to have in the next decades.